today I'm going to be doing the Twas the Night Before Christmas book tag, and I was tagged by Eva from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and I'm just really excited about this tag because it's so cute, and I'm wearing my new Harry Potter Christmas shirt, and I know I already bought one this year, but I just couldn't resist, so I bought another one. I don't know how much you can see of it, but I just love it so much, and yeah, let's just get started with this tag. I have all the questions on my iPad because I don't remember the whole poem, so I'm just going to be reading the questions and then answering them. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. A book that kept you up so late everyone else was asleep. And I think this has to be Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, the last book in the trilogy of the Infernal Devices. And I think I was up till like 5 or something before I finished it, so I just cried in my bed until like 5 AM or something, and then went to sleep and got up at 8 and started my day. So like 3 hours sleep because I had to finish it. I couldn't just leave it. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. A book that made you fall asleep. I have to go with The Magical Worlds of Harry Potter, a treasury of myths, legend and fascinating facts by David Colbert. And don't get me wrong, it's Harry Potter, so obviously I love this book, but I think I kind of went into this book the wrong way, because this is more like the type of book you can just look in from time to time when you want to read something about something specific, and I just kind of started it from the first page and just read on through it, and that's not the best way to go about this book. So it was kind of long and kind of tiring at some point, but I still liked it because it's Harry Potter. When out on the roof there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. A book or a book scene that made your heart race. I'm going to go with Spotless by Camilla Monk, and more specifically I'm going to go with Tokyo, when there's a lot of action, and I'm not gonna say what happens or why things are happening, but it's a full-on action scene, and it just made my heart race because I didn't know what was going to happen, and it was really, really good and very well written, I feel like. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. An object in a book that was utterly magical, or a magical book. And everyone knows that I'm gonna say Harry Potter for this one. I feel like this kind of is going to turn into a Harry Potter tag, but who cares, because Harry Potter. And yeah, definitely Harry Potter. All the books were just so magical, especially the first few books when we just really get into the world of Harry Potter. It's just very, very magical. And if I have to say an object, probably a wand, because that's like, I know it's the most general thing, but it's also where all your magic kind of comes from, so a wand. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. A twinkle-eyed book character that made you happy. Again, I'm gonna go with a Harry Potter character. I'm going to go with George Weasley because he's just my favorite, and yeah, if he's not twinkly-eyed, I have no idea who is. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. A book that made you fly to another land. I'm going to take this kind of like another country, so I'm going to go with Spotless again by Camilla Monk, because this takes place in New York, Paris and Tokyo, and I've never been either of those places but really want to go, and I kind of feel like I got a sense of what each place will be like, because it was really easy to distinguish when we were in each city by the way things were described. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. A book creature you love. And I'm gonna go with Thestrals from Harry Potter. Again Harry Potter, but yeah, Thestrals. And I've always just really liked them, and I think one of the reasons why people don't like them is exactly what Luna says, that they're a bit different, so people are a bit scared of them, but they're also very, very lovely creatures. They seem kind of nice in a way when you see them in the field in the movies, and just the way they're described in the books just make me really, really like Thestrals. I don't want to see one, but they just seem nice. Would be kind of awesome to fly on a Thestral without being able to see it. Also very terrifying, but kind of fun as well. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A character that proves to more than his or her first impression. And again, a Harry Potter character. I'm going to go with Neville Longbottom because in the beginning of the books we just kind of felt like he was this clumsy guy who was just always going to make mistakes and not be very good at anything. When we get to Order of the Phoenix, he really starts to evolve and grow into himself kind of, and he's just a total badass in the last 2 books, so yeah, definitely Neville. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. A book or book character that made you laugh. And I think I'm going to go with Spotless by Camilla Monk again, just because this was just really funny. It is like a mix of romance, comedy and thriller crime, so it's supposed to be funny, and this was just filled with sarcasm, and that's kind of my favorite type of humor, so this was really great. Also, all of Cassandra Clare's books really make me laugh. She is really good at incorporating humor into her characters and kind of making each character have different sense of humor, but to me it was still funny, and I just really enjoyed all of the humor in her books, and sometimes it was just awkward humor and sometimes it was really sarcastic, and it was just a lot of great humor. So also all the Shadowhunter books. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. A book that makes you feel safe. And again, I'm going to go back to Harry Potter because Harry Potter just always makes me feel safe. If I'm having a bad day, I can just pick up a Harry Potter book or put on one of the movies and I'll instantly feel better. So Harry Potter is definitely a book or a book series that makes me feel safe. He spoke not a word but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. A book that put you to work, a book that you felt you really needed to concentrate on. And I chose the first book in the Progeny of Gods series by Jeffrey Storm. This is the first book, Verdum Destiny, and this put me to work because I've never read anything sci-fi, and this is kind of like a mix between sci-fi and fantasy. So all of the things that they use, all of their tools and all of their gear, I just kind of felt like it was a bit difficult to understand. So this kind of put me to work, but I just had to read it a bit slower and then I got it. So, but yeah, it kind of put me to work a bit. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. A book with a magnificent ending. I'm gonna have to go with the ending of the Infernal Devices trilogy and the Mortal Instruments. Cassandra Clare really has a knack of finishing stories and finishing books off and series off that is just really magnificent, and I feel like I just cry at the end of everything that she writes, and it's just amazing. And she's really good at wrapping things up and making people happy and kind of still heartbroken at the same time. So yeah, definitely Shadowhunter books. That was the Twas the Night Before Christmas book tag. I really enjoyed doing this book tag and really getting into the Christmas spirit, and yeah. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye bye.